What is up, FunAhead TV fans? On today's episode, apparently I need to take my trash out. Stay tuned. Alright, so today is going to be another episode of Shop Time, where I'm just doing kind of odds and ends in the shop. Kind of an abbreviated episode today, just kind of some cosmetic things. I was driving the 996 the other day, and I saw something fly up over the hood as I was driving it just down the road. And I was like, what in the world was that? And so I pulled over like at the nearest place I could. And when I pulled over, I looked at the front end of the car and realized that the emblem had flown off the front. How does that even happen? I had taken the emblem off a couple years ago to put down paint protection film, and sorry, I'm like not even looking at it at all. And you can kind of see there's like maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. Yeah, there's like a spot in the middle here where it looks like maybe there was some adhesive for the emblem to the paint initially, but of course there is, and you can't tell on the camera. You can kind of because of my sweet job that I did on the bumper, but there is PPF entirely on the hood. So I took the emblem off so I didn't have to like cut around it and it would make it look all crappy. I hate when people do that. I took it completely off, covered it, and then put the emblem back on, but I didn't put adhesive down. Maybe that caused this to crack off, in addition to, hey, guess what, this car is 20 years old. But the good news is, check it out, we've got new parts today. So, I ordered this from Suncoast Parts, not a sponsorship at all, but they are an awesome website for literally everything you could ever want. Check it out. Anything Porsche parts related, they've got it. Comes with the part that goes underneath of it, and also the nuts. In addition to the emblem, I figured while I was on Suncoast Parts buying parts, my shifter in the center console has been looking kind of, well, it's been looking sad since I bought it. So, guess what? I bought a new shifter. So we're going to be replacing that today as well. Got it in Metropol Blue, which is the color of my interior. This puppy looks brand spanking new. Look at this. So yeah, mine, the leather is kind of worn and it's very shiny and looks bad. And also the silver paint on the back side, actually on the other upper side, has worn out too. So okay, so first things first, we open the frunk of the 911. And actually, so as you can see, the emblem goes here. And on the other side, just on the other side of the trunk latch, there are two holes. In those holes, if we can see inside, there are two bolts in there. Well, not bolts, they're little nuts. And those are the nuts that hold on the emblem. So we have to get the broken ones out, the broken little studs, and then we'll just reinstall the new one. I'm also going to put down some silicone just right in the middle there to help it adhere and hopefully not have a repeat of losing the emblem on the hood of the car, because buying Porsche branded stuff freaking sucks. This was about $135, so just for the logo. Well, good news. Look at her. New emblem is installed and looks good as new. So, yeah, we got a nice new rubber gasket, or rubber, kind of matting behind it, whatever you'd call it. I did put a tiny dab of silicone kind of right in the middle of it to kind of act as a little bit of an adhesive. Got some fingerprints on the PPF here. Anyway, and then just put the new nuts in behind it and got her secured down. So job one for today done. All right, now for our second task of the day, the old shift knob. I've always kind of liked these shift knobs. As you know, I had my 987 Cayman, and honestly, I prefer the 996. I way prefer the 987/997 interiors, but the 996/986 shift knob definitely wins. It's such a cool, futuristic looking thing. Anyway, looks like based on, so this is towards the front of the car, this is the rear. We've got tabs in the front here that hook in the front, and we've got the ones in the back that have, that clip. So what we will have to do is take a trim tool here. Always do a trim tool. Never, ever, ever use a flathead screwdriver on interior parts ever, because you will immediately scratch up your plastic. That's all I'm going to say about that. Use a trim tool. Buy one on Amazon. If you don't have one, they're super cheap and they won't scratch up your stuff. I use this thing all the time. So I'm going to start by prying off the back of the old one, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get it up, and then but then get the base up, and then I think what you have to do is literally just pry straight up on this thing, on the old one, and I don't know. I've heard it's kind of tough. Dude, all the references. I know. Make every joke ever. Also, just one final note before we take out the old one, just to show you what we're working with. As you can see, I mean, this is just some dirt, so I could have cleaned that. But the leather is super shiny. Obviously, all the silver paint is worn away on the top side. Around this side just has a lot of, key scratches and stuff, or ring scratches rather. It's old, and it's time for a new one. And honestly, the rest of this interior, as you can see, looks pretty ding-dang good. And then you've got the old scratched up looking shift knob right in the middle, and that's always kind of been a bit of a sticking point for me. I kind of wished that it didn't look like that, so that's why I bought a new one. So let's get to replacing it. Alright, check this puppy out. The new one is completely installed. Not a single scratch on it. Currently, yeah, obviously it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because it is a brand new part in this well-worn interior. It's alright, we will get her worn in plenty soon, but it feels super good and it looks awesome, so I'm super happy with it. As you may have noticed in the time lapse, I was messing around with some of the mechanicals inside. I was looking at well, you can probably hear it. There's a tiny bit of play, a little bit of play in the bushings of the shifter. And as far as I know, this is the original shifter on this car with about 105,000 miles. Probably eventually I will do a new shifter linkage with, replace that, get it tightened up. But I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of play, as you can see. Actually, my 987 Cayman had more, which is surprising because this car has 3 times the mileage that car did. I was just looking, you could definitely see the bushings and where the play was occurring. So they're plastic bushings. I'm sure they're just susceptible to wear over time. So maybe I'll do a little bit of a GT3 shifter kit someday or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, that's all for today. That is today's episode of Shop Time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something, and at the very least, hopefully it was a little entertaining. I don't know. Poking around doing some cosmetic updates. Please do me a huge favor. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps out the channel massively, and I will be forever thankful to you. And lastly, if you like what you see on this channel, please subscribe. There's plenty more content coming on the way. And actually, I have a major shop time video upcoming soon. I will be doing wheel bearings on at least 2, if not all 4 of the corners of my BMW. And then following that, I think future winter project, I'm going to do wheel bearings in this car. So it'll be a fun little adventure, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Thanks again for tuning in to FunAhead TV.